Doja Cat comes and stands right next to me and my friends, like checking in to go on the carpet, and we were like, Doja Cat?
Bailey Spinn, welcome to Faves on Faves. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. I'm great, thank you. Before we get into your EP, I've got to start off by asking who your absolute fave is, the one person that you've always really looked up to.
Probably Avril Lavigne. And I say that a lot. It's like every interview I have, it's always Avril Lavigne. But I have been listening to her music since I was a baby. I mean, she was releasing music when I was like 1 year old. And so I've been listening to her my whole adolescence and adulthood. And I take so much inspiration from her. So one person, like dead or alive, that I have dinner with would probably be Avril Lavigne and would love to collaborate with her. She's everything.
It feels like Avril's like your mother. Do you know what I mean? Like you even look like a mini Avril.
I definitely loved her haircut. I'm not naturally blonde. I don't know if she is, but I cheated to get my hair this blonde. But I loved her style. I loved her style of music and the way she kind of tells a story and her songs, and they're very unique. Especially like Girlfriend, all of that older music is so inspiring to me.
How would you say that Avril shaped the person that you are today?
Her angst and the way she's not afraid to be different, like she's just such a cool celebrity. She always has such a signature insane eye look, and she's wearing all these crazy jackets, and she's not afraid to express herself and kind of set herself apart from everyone else. So I definitely look up to her in that sense as well. She's very expressive and seems very confident in herself and her music, and I just love that about her.
She's just the coolest. I mean, is there a particular song of hers that changed everything for you?
Probably Happy Ending. It was like kind of an older one, and I actually ended up creating another song called Happy Ending. It doesn't have the exact same theme as Avril's, but I loved this idea and I loved the song so much, and it was so sad but had so much meaning, and it was still angsty.
Do you remember like first hearing her music and like where you were and those emotions?
I think I was definitely a middle schooler, and I used to have like a little iPod, and you could download songs like off the iTunes library before Spotify was really a thing. I had like the first generation, and I'm pretty sure I downloaded either Girlfriend or like Skater Boy probably off, or Complicated off of Apple Tunes. And I would listen to it over and over again because it was the only thing, unless you bought them, you only had the songs that you had.
It was complicated for me.
Mhm.
That is very much still deep in my heart. Obviously, we're here talking about your faves. Are you the kind of person that gets starstruck?
Oh yeah, I get starstruck even over like people that aren't that much as celebrities. Like I get really starstruck over like other influencers that I like too. I'm like, oh, I've watched you for so long. I just get nervous because I'm like, I look up to them, and then I'm like, I want you to fit my expectation, but I'm also so awkward and don't know what to say to you.
What would you say has been your biggest fangirl moment?
Oh, I went to the Billboard Music Awards, and we were trying to get our way onto the carpet. But as we were standing there talking to someone, Doja Cat comes and stands right next to me and my friends, like checking in to go on the carpet. And we were like, Doja Cat? So that I didn't know what to say. I was just like, did you guys see that? I think that was crazy.
Did you get to chat to her?
No, it was like in very brief in passing. I like glanced at her, and I didn't want to stare either, like make her uncomfortable. So I was just like, Doja Cat is standing 3 feet away from me.
Just like take it in, take it in.
I know, it was like the moment.
Have you met Avril then?
No, I need to try. I bet I could if I need to make sure she knows I'm a fan. I mean, open any interview of mine and you will see that I'm a fan. And I tag her like every 20 minutes. I'm like, listening to Complicated again.
We need to get a whole campaign going for this.
She'd be a great mother of the kind of pop, rock, punk genre for me.
Yeah, she is. We've already established she is your mother.
She is, yeah.
You've got over 14 million followers on TikTok, which is wild. Like you are so loved online. How does it feel to be that person for so many young people?
It's really heartwarming to me, and it kind of doesn't feel real at points. And I've been going on tour recently and meeting a lot of fans in person. And it makes me want to cry that people look up to me in that way because I'm just like, oh, I'm posting another video. But there are people everywhere that are really inspired by me and what I do. And it makes me literally want to cry because I'm just creating things that I love. And I love it that other people are enjoying it too and really look up to me in that sense. I met so many kids who were like, brought to tears by my presence. And I was like, I don't know what to do with you guys. You guys are so cute.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, you've just spoken about how you've been meeting people on tour. Where's the weirdest place that you've been recognized? Because I imagine so many people recognize you from TikTok. Is there anywhere you've been that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe someone recognizes me here?
Yeah, I was at my gym at home. I used to weightlift very heavily, and I took like 2 hours at the gym, and I had been going to this gym for months and months. Nobody had ever said anything to me, and I started to blow up a little bit online. And I was bench pressing. That's how serious I was. I was out here in my sets, and I sit up on this bench set, and another young girl comes over to me as I'm like dripping in sweat. I look like, I've been ran over by a car, disgusting. And she's like, can I take a picture with you? And I was like, sure. But that was probably one of the funniest ones just because I was one in the middle of my workout, which she didn't mean to, she just was excited. But I was sweating and gross, and I was like, shout out to the girl who has a dirty gym picture of me. That's really funny.
Having that amount of followers, do you still get anxious when you're posting content, or has that sort of gone?
I still get anxious because I never know how people are going to reply to the video. Sometimes they'll be like, this is such a good video, everyone's going to love it. And all the comments would be like, ew, cringe, hate it, delete this. Or even with my music, I'll post my music and they're like very divided in the comments. And some people will be like, this is such a good song, what's it called? And other people will be like, this is only good on mute, turn it off. And I'm like, oh, this is insane. I don't know how to take this in.
Do you find that you've got better at dealing with that sort of reaction? Like how do you deal with it?
I kind of delete them because it's my account and it's my video. And if I'm like seeing something that I know is going to make me upset, I have no shame in just removing it from my comment section. I like to spread positivity and not negativity, especially because so many young girls and boys are watching my content and I don't want them to open the comment section and see something just disgusting and think that that's something okay to say to people. So I typically remove them, especially if people are really mean on Instagram. I don't know what it is about Instagram, but they are awful. So I limit a lot of things on my Instagram to kind of deal with it. So I see them, but I just don't care because it's probably someone who doesn't have a lot of self-love. So they're pushing that outwards. They're sitting in a basement in a dark room, hating on people.
Romance is dead, but the fantasy of us lives on inside my head.
We've got to talk about your EP, My Worst Enemy. It is so, so good.
Thank you.
What would someone have to do to become your worst enemy?
Oh, you'd have to do a lot. I'm a very forgiving person. You'd have to do something like real serious. Like if you made fun of one of my family members, like you're in the doghouse for sure. Yeah, not taking that. It's okay when I do it, but not when you do it.
Absolutely not. But it must be really cathartic writing music. What's something you've learned about yourself making this album?
I have an overwhelming theme of kind of anger and sadness, but it's in the way that while I'm writing, I get to really express myself and kind of pinpoint exactly what I'm feeling and why and write it out in the songs. Like Runner Up is that kind of overarching theme of feeling like friends aren't putting you first and other people aren't putting you first. So instead of feeling down and like I couldn't do anything about it, it turned into something more beautiful. So I've been trying to kind of take my input of anger and sadness or whatever I'm feeling and put it into something more positive that other people are going to be able to relate to as well.
I love that. I want to talk about your single, Romance is Dead. What are your red flags and icks in a person?
Oh, people who don't reply quick enough, for sure. Not that you have to be replying to me within like 5 minutes, but also if I send you a text and you don't reply to me for 3 days, I'm like, what were you doing within those 3 days that you didn't have a single second to reply to me? I was like, you just got to put me first. I'm one of those people that really likes quality time and like talking and getting to know someone. So, you know, if you can't make any time for me or you blow off plans, that's a red flag for me. I've definitely stopped talking to people if they've blown me off. One is okay, but two times and you're basically out.
These are simple, simple things. It's not hard.
It's really not. I'm like, I've had people blow me off and then I stop talking to them because I'm like, if this is how, you know, if this is the beginning of the relationship, I don't think we should go any further if I'm already feeling like, are you there for me or are you just hanging out because you're bored?
Good for you. What's the key to your heart then?
I honestly am not even sure myself because I'm like, I feel like nobody has like even wanted the key. So the key just kind of like it's sitting in a locked box and someone's like waiting. I'm just chilling in here, but probably someone who just spend time with me because I'm alone a lot and I just enjoy spending time with people, even if we're literally just sitting, you know, scrolling on different TikToks. It's just the fact of someone being there to do it with me and doing things that we like together. So that would definitely be like the key to my heart if you like want to spend a lot of time with me. Not all the time, but a lot of time.
The fact that you just said no one wanted the key, like you're choking me up here.
I'm used to it. I'm like, all my songs, that's why I said romance is dead.
What's the most romantic thing you've done for someone or that someone's done for you? There must be some.
I give great gifts. I'm a giver for sure. I like to create. I've created like those baskets for my friends full of things that they like before, like their favorite color or something. So I've done that a lot. I haven't really received any of that though. I actually didn't get flowers for the first time, like a real bouquet until my first show. So I was 21 when I got my first bouquet of flowers. I don't know if I could point out, like I never got asked to a school dance. I know no one gave me flowers. I'm like, I don't know if I can point out anything romantic that someone else has done for me. That wasn't like bad.
Like, I don't understand. Like your people should be fighting for you, like queuing outside your home.
I wish. I'm like, there's no line. It's an empty queue and I'm just standing in the front like, hey.
What's your experience been though, like looking into people's eyes and singing those songs on tour? That must be really special.
It really is. I feel so connected to people, especially it made me want to cry on tour when I would look into the front row and there was a bunch of like kids and teens singing along with me and they were so like amazed by the music and they loved it so much and they were so excited to hear it. And it made me also so excited to hear it because it was a totally different experience than kind of sitting and listening to it by myself, and just seeing everyone actively connecting with me was so special.
You're only just at the start of your career though. What's on the bucket list moving forwards?
I really want to release more music and quickly because I love it and I've been working on so much behind the scenes that I want to get out. And it's also a huge goal of mine to perform at festivals. Like a lot of the rock festivals, like So What when we were young, Coachella, that'd be insane. But anything like that is a super big dream of mine. So I'm hoping eventually I will be playing some festival stages because that would be so fun.
Glastonbury. You need to get there.
I want to, I really do. I'm putting it out into the universe so I can manifest it.
It's going to happen. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. And you're absolutely smashing it. You really are. And the album's amazing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.